Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, long time no see. It's been a while after my last video. Now, not only with the head, but also with classes. Today, we're going to taking a first look at the latest versions of Java and Spring Boot. But without further ado, let's dive in. So the latest version of Java that we're currently having is Java 24. With IntelliJ IDEA, it makes it very easy to download the latest version. So if we are in project structure, we can just go here and then say download JDK, and then we can select the version and the vendor. Currently, for IntelliJ, only the Oracle OpenJDK is available, but that is good enough. Also, if we want to install the latest version of GraalVM for native image compile, we can also do this. So I've already done this. It's already downloaded. So we have the GraalVM 24 and the OpenJDK 24 already here. And everything is set up. So what we can now do in theory, we can go to project and select our project JDK to OpenJDK 24 and then trying to compile everything. Let's see what will happen. And immediately we get an error because unfortunately Gradle is currently not up to the task to compile. We could fix that in the IDE, but we will fix this in the Gradle build file instead. So what we will do, we will now go back to project structure and go back to JDK 21. So what we will do instead is now the following. We will use the so-called toolchain. So we will instruct Gradle that Gradle itself will still run with our JDK 21, but it will compile with JDK 24 that we've already installed. We can do this by saying Java toolchain language version. And then let's try again. And if everything is safe and sound, in theory, it should work. We will get a bunch of warnings here, but we will get to that later. Takes a while because it's running the tests. But aside from the warnings, we have now successfully built. We can verify that if we say boot run, and it will then start our Spring Boot application. And if we take a look here, it should give us version 24. Okay, looks good. So currently, we are still compiling with the source code level 21. So we will increase that to 24 so that we get all the nice language features that Java 24 has. And at the same time, this is optional, we will increase also the Spring Boot version to the latest 3.5, which is still a milestone. We will resolve, and then we will just do boot run again. And this should also work. No, now we started, and now we see not only Java 24, like here, we are also now already on Spring Boot 3.5 milestone. Please be aware, this is a milestone release. This is not ready for production, but we can do it. Okay, this is unfortunately not the end of the road. So when we run our application, it's not building tests. So now let's try to build again with the language level 24, which will also try to run tests. And now we see immediately we were having an error here, the same one we had before, unsupported class major file. And this is because of Jacoco, and now the build will crash. So what we need to do, because Jacoco is currently not able to read Java language files in version 24, we have to remove Jacoco from the build. So we need to remove it from here, and also at the beginning where the plugin is installed. So let's try again. And if everything is safe and sound again, it should now compile. So we are still getting a lot of warnings. So these are things that change with the latest Java versions. But now our build is successful. So boot run, of course, will also still work. Okay, now we are able to building tests and we are able to start our application with the latest Java version, with the latest language level, and that is working. Let's stop that. So now, next thing, we will want to build a container and we want to build our container with Jib. So let's try that. And now we're having the same problem here we had with Jacoco. So Jib also tries to read our class files and it's still not compatible with the latest Java version. For Jib, there is an easy workaround. It only needs to read the classes to identify the main class. So instead, we will just set the main class here, like this. And then we will rerun Jib. Please be aware yeah, it will work now. It will start building the thing and then it will crash because there is something ongoing here, which is a problem with macOS. So we need to do that from the command line. It will build. And then in theory, you finally should get a Docker image, which we can run. We'll pull, and then we have again the major version not working inside our container. So what did we miss? Of course, we also need to update our base image. So the base image is currently running on Java 21, and we also have to update our Docker base image to Java 24. So this can be done easily. Currently, my preferred Samaro from IBM is not available, so we have to go with the Azul Zulu JDK here. So let's try that again. So we have to build again with Jib. And then afterwards, we should be easily able to run the container. Takes a moment. And now if we do the Docker run again, yeah, now it's working. So now we see we have started our application here with the latest Spring Boot 3.5, and it's also using Java 24. Okay, fair enough. So what about native image? So with native image, as always, we have two options here. One is to go with local CRAL VM, and this can basically be done by having a CRAL VM that we installed earlier via IntelliJ, just doing Cradle-V clean native compile. And then, of course, we need to export our CRAL VM home to the latest CRAL VM 24. So I can run this. This would work. We can try it out. And then we'll start to compile the native image locally. I will not let this be running because it will take a huge amount of time and CPU. So I will most likely, if we start compiling, kill that thing. So we see it's working. We are now already entering the first phase. But again, I will stop this because we do not want to wait for that. The other option, of course, is to use the native image builder that Spring Boot provides. That is already nicely configured down here. Where is the down thing? Yeah, so it's here. Here we also need to set the Java version and then it will automatically download the right JDK for us in the background. We could be tempted to also say Java 24 here. Unfortunately, the Paketo build from Spring Boot is not yet supporting this. It's only going up to 23. And for that to be working, we then also, of course, need to decrease our language source code compatibility version. But then it should work. So if we now say Docker image native, which will basically just execute the Gradle task for building a native image with Spring, it will start downloading and it will start building. I think that the Spring and Paketo people will update it soon so that we can also go here to Java 24, but 23 is good enough. Okay, we see it's working. It started, it entered the first phase. Again, I will stop this and restart everything. Okay, so we got very far. So now the next question is, what is with our build pipeline? So I'm using GitHub Actions here. For our build pipeline, we need to configure it the same way as we are doing it now. So as I already mentioned in the beginning, what is going under the hood? Gradle itself currently needs to be running with the old Java 21, while the compiler can compile with Java 24. With GitHub Actions, that is very easy. We just need to set up two JDKs. So we just need to have also Java version 24 on top the existing Java 21, and we need to replicate this all throughout our build file. It is important to retain the order, first 24, then 21, because this way 21 will be the default JDK that Gradle runs with, and then the other one will just be used for compiling. If you switch the order, it will not work. We will get an error. Yeah, and if we go to GitHub, so if I log in here into my GitHub account, this has been already running multiple times. So we see here Java 24, this has been working, and you can trust me that this was working. Okay, what else do we have? Kotlin. Kotlin has a similar problem currently. Kotlin works with Java 23, but is yet not compatible with Java 24. So if you apply all the changes that we are having here with 23, then it will also work. So this was just the first impression how to set things up. If you want to see more about the new features that Java 24 has or the new Spring Boot version, put something in the comment and I may make another video. But until then, have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.